Hi there, it's Clara, staying by your side with songs and words. Today, I'd like to talk about how to live with perfectionism, and in particular about something called should thinking. Today's topic is a little abstract. Recently, while listening to a friend talk about a problem she has, I noticed something interesting. It was how often we unconsciously judge things in terms of should and should not, or good and bad. My friend had become very upset over something quite small and felt unable to control her emotions. But when I listened carefully, it seems that what was really troubling her wasn't the event itself, it was the fact that she was upset about it. When we talked more deeply about it, it seemed that thoughts like these were behind it. It's not good to feel this upset over something like this. Or I shouldn't let it bother me. When I heard that, I thought to myself, but there's no rule saying that people must think in a certain way. People who struggle with perfectionism often fall into should thinking. Among those patterns, the one I try to be especially careful about is should thinking about thoughts. When it comes to actions, some level of should thinking naturally exists. Depending on the situation, we do have social rules and responsibilities that guide how we behave. Of course, the degree of those expectations can vary. But when it comes to thoughts and emotions, there really isn't a universal rule that says you must feel this way. Human emotions are fundamentally free. When two people experience the same event, one might feel happy, another might feel sad or angry, and all of those responses are valid. Another thing is that should thinking about thoughts can be harder to notice than should thinking about actions. Should thinking about actions often comes from personal standards or pressure from others. We may notice it in moments when we think, I have to do this. But should thinking about thoughts is more subtle. It often appears as a chain reaction from our thoughts and emotion, and sometimes comes from environment or our experiences. And beliefs like people should be this way are often placed deep in our minds without us ever questioning them. In my videos, I try to be mindful of this difference. I try not to speak in a way that tells people this is how you should think. My perspective is there's no absolute right or wrong way to feel or think. However, there are emotions and ways of thinking that make life easier or more comfortable for us. So I want to learn how to live well with my own nature and spend as much time as possible in a state that feels peaceful and comfortable. For example, my friend who became upset over something small, if she thinks I shouldn't feel this way about something too trivial, her thoughts may easily turn towards self-criticism. I'm weak for feeling like this. Why can't I handle things normally? But if she could instead think, it's okay that I feel upset, but maybe I can learn to shorten the time I stay upset. Then she might not have to conclude that she herself is the problem. So, today's topic was a little abstract, but I wanted to reflect on the idea of should thinking. On this channel, I share thoughts about mental health like this, and also post singing videos. If you're interested, please consider subscribing to this channel. See you in the next video. Bye!